Hello again. This video is going to kind of walk you through how to do the volume of cubes and rectangular prisms in IXL. So the first thing to note is that this is going to actually be something that you've done before and going to be a little bit more, a little easier than doing surface area. So remember volume. The difference between volume and surface area, volume means what I can fit inside of an object, how much it will hold. Whereas surface area was like if I wanted to wrap this cube, how much wrapping paper would I need? Okay, so a couple things. The formula that I'm going to suggest you use is volume equals big B. And if you remember from surface area, big B actually stands for the area of our base. Oops. Okay, so big B, the area of base, times the height of our object. So here, our base, the shape of our base is a square. So to get the area of this, we just have to multiply the base times the height of just our base shape here. So in this case, we know it's going to be 1. So our big B actually is going to be 1 times 1. And then times our height. Our height of this object happens to be, since it's a cube, 1 centimeter also. So we know that 1 times 1 times 1 is actually going to be our volume. So volume in this case is going to equal 1 because 1 times 1 is 1 times 1 is 1. So before I enter this, I actually want to walk through and show you how they explain it in the example. Remember, you can always, on the very first one, click this Learn with an Example, and it'll walk you through what you need to know to do this skill. So here, the way they explain it is length times width times height. And in this one, we are actually looking at a square prism. Or, yeah, not a square prism, but at a prism here. So they tell you that volume equals length times width times height, where our length is 3 from this base to this base, the one in the back that you can't see. That's 3. Our width of the object is 2, and then our height of the object is 1.9. So if we just plug all those numbers in, this example ends up with our volume equaling 11.4 cubic inches. So let's go back here. Let's enter our 1 that we came up with. And we got that one correct. Okay, so this time we're looking at a prism. If we want to do what they did before in that example, all we are doing is length times width times height, where we have 4 times 5 times 5. So now's a great time to have your calculators handy, and it does not matter what order you do this in because multiplying order does not matter if there are no parentheses. So 4 times 5 times 5 gives us 100. So go ahead and enter that, and we are great there. Let's just jump up a couple levels and see if there's anything else that we want to talk about. Here's a good example. Okay, this one you're going to have to work backwards for. Okay, So you see we're missing one of our lengths. So the way that we want to work this out is use your volume where we have length times width times height. So in this case, we actually are given the volume, and we're going to plug that in for our V. So our volume is 1,108.8, and that equals our length of 10 times T, we don't know what T is, times 8.8. Okay, so now we're just going to solve. Go ahead and draw your line. Here's our variable. So we want to get our variable, our T, alone. So we're going to multiply first 10 times 8.8, which is going to give us 88 times T over here. And then we'll bring down our 1108.8. And now all we have to do is divide both sides by 88. And we will end up with T is equal to, let me get my calculator. $12.6. All right, so we can go ahead and plug in 12.6. Oops, I just wrote the wrong number. See, okay, we did actually get it correct. That was my bad for typing and then not paying attention. But yes, you can see here the correct answer is 12.6, which is what we got. So hopefully this is helpful. As always, if there's questions, be sure to let me know. Good luck, everybody.